Yo guys, you already know that today I'm bringing you guys my battle for week 5 of the TBU. This week we're taking on Cloud Envy and his Jersey Weaviles, and if you guys missed it yesterday, the team builder was uploaded, and that contained a lot of information. It contained the team that I'm bringing for this match, but also the fact that we had a week break, and during that week break we had a free agent transfer period, so if you want the long, in-depth explanations as to what I got and why, you can go ahead and check that out. It was uploaded yesterday, like I said. And, yeah, but I will give a quick thing now, because I picked up Dragalge and Cryogonal, and I dropped Aggron and Wobbuffet. So, that's the changes. I also moved Excelgor off from the bench, and benched Electabuzz again. So, there was a lot of moves going on my side, a lot of moves going on everyone's side, so that was the index explanation, but I am going to go over my team really quickly, and then we can talk about this match and all that good stuff. So the team that I brought was Excelgor, obviously. It was Max Attack, Adamant, with an Insect Plate, U-Turn, Leech Life, Knock Off, and Protect. Protect for the Fake Out because Cloud brought Ambipom off the bench, which was a strong indication that he was going to bring it, so, you know, I want to Protect in case he fakes out, and then I can be faster and attack. I brought pretty standard-ish Life Orb, Max Speed, Timid, not Timid, Naive, Lando, I, with Earth Power, Rock Slide, U-Turn, and Psychic for the Wheezing that is not there. Then I have some mixed defenses. The mixed defense mons are Clefable, Palisand, and Arcanine. Arcanine and Palisand both have Toxic and Recovery. Clefable has Wish Protect, Stealth Rock, and Moonblast. Palisand has Stab, Recovery, and Toxic, like I said, and Arcanine has Flare Blitz, Extreme Speed, Morning Sun, Toxic, and then I have an Assault Vest Dragalge with enough speed to outspeed the Weezing, that again isn't there, with Draco Meteor, Dragon Pulse, Sludge Bomb, and Scald. So that is my team. And as we can see, the mons that Cloud brought, the main thing that he did not bring was the Celebi, and I prepared really hard for the Celebi. Arcanine is pretty much on the team because of Celebi. A mixture of Arcanine, Clefable, Palisand. Like, I think the Arcanine Clefable thing is there literally only because of Celebi. So I'm a little annoyed that it didn't show up because I feel like one of those mons would not be necessary to bring, and I could have brought something better. But we will get into that a little bit later. What he did bring was the Steelix, Greninja, Rotom Heat, Ambipom, Zapdos, and Klefki. Klefki is a new pickup for him, and I was hoping that he wouldn't bring it, but he did, and I ended up not bringing my Rapid Spinner, so this is an issue, but if we can just get rid of it pretty quickly, then we should be okay, and I do have some plans to get rid of it quickly, but I do have to worry about the Greninja, Rotom Heat, Zapdos trio, which my team does not deal well with at all. Greninja just goes through all of my defenses. It has super effective moves against literally everything. Zapdos is no fun, and Rotom Heat I actually did not have a ton to deal with defensively, and I was also really scared of a Trick Scarf variant, so a lot of things going into this match, a lot of thoughts, all that good stuff, but before the match I decided that my safest lead was going to be Excelgor. I can U-turn on anything, I can Protect if he leads Ambipom, I can Protect in the Fake Out, then U-turn, get momentum, all that good stuff, and it is the best chance for me to not start the game in a bad spot, because if I let off with, you know, anything else, and he let off something like Greninja, or like Zapdos, like, you know, I could be risking not having that momentum to start the game, and I wanted that. So, I think that is pretty much everything, and let's go ahead and talk about the battle, and we will have some more to talk about afterwards. So, like I said, I'm going to lead off with the Excelgor, and I'm not really sure what he was going to lead off with, but I am challenged by Cloud, even though my trainer still looks cooler. My trainers look cooler than all of my opponents this season. We got the shiny Excelgor. Eric's Ghost is coming back for revenge in the TBU, and he's going to start off with the Steelix. Immediately, I know Stealth Rocks. He has to go for Stealth Rocks. It wouldn't make sense for him not to go for Stealth Rocks. I don't see him going for any move that is not Stealth Rocks. So we're going to start off this game being pretty aggressive-ish, and I'm going to go straight into Lando Eye. If he goes for Heavy Slam, like, that's bad for me, but I was sensing Stealth Rocks, and I was right. So he got off the rocks, no bueno, and oh, go ahead, get your leftovers, it's fine. And Earth Power super obvious here. But he has two things that float. Well, Rotom Heat, because it floats with Levitate, and Zapdos with Wings. So I decided to go for a Rock Slide, and he sends in the Rotom Heat, and bam, look at that. Solid prediction. Perfect, look at that. So much damage, and Rotom Heat is a huge threat to me, and I'm so happy that I did that much damage. We see leftovers, which means it's not Scarfed, which means I can safely stay in and go for another Rock Slide. He doesn't have... The things that he switches into a Rock Slide are not going to switch into an Earth Power, or are not going to be able to take a Rock Slide and then an Earth Power. So, yeah, Rotom Heat is gone, and that is 1 kill for Lando I, and a Rotom Heat dead early in the match, which is fantastic for me. Now, I was so prepared for a Greninja to come in, and I was already thinking of my plans for what to switch into Greninja, that I was so caught off guard when he brought in Klefki that I completely forgot that it gets Magnet Rise. So I completely fall for the bait here, and I go for the Earth Power as he goes for the Magnet Rise. Really should have been an obvious play, but I just wasn't thinking that turn because, like I said, I was so prepared for Greninja to come in and revenge me that when it didn't, I was so caught off guard. But I now switch into Arcanine, which I should have done last turn if I had predicted the Magnet Rise, which in hindsight I probably should have. And as I switch into Arcanine, he's going to get up Spikes, and that's not good for me at all, because he's just getting hazards and hazards up, and like I said, I don't have the hazard removal, which means I need to pressure him fast and often, and I need to save Mons until they absolutely need to come in. But he's going to get up another layer of Spikes, and if he's physically defensive, then this Flare Blitz is not going to take him out at all, and even if he's specially defensive, I think it's still a roll. But regardless, I don't entirely know what he is, but we do straight OHKO him with the defensive Arcanine, so that's always fun. Arcanine gets that clean KO, but if I had switched in the turn before, which I should have, there would only be 1 layer of Spikes on the field, not 2, and that might come back to haunt us. We shall see. So, he's going to go ahead and bring in the Greninja now, and now that there's Stealth Rocks and 2 layers of Spikes on the field, Arcanine is going to be switching into anything, and it's a defensive Mon, so I figured that it's time to sack it off, get a solid 30+% off on this Greninja, maybe hope that he overpredicts, hope that Skull doesn't kill her, something like that. And yeah, but Skull does kill. I sack off the Arcanine, but I get that E-speed damage, which is nice. But now I outspeed with Excelgor, which is fine because I don't expect him to be Scarfed. And I can either kill with a U-turn, or he switches out and I U-turn into something else. Seeing how much Stealth Rocks and 2 layers of Spikes did, I know I can come in again, so it's really not that big of a deal. And like I said, yeah, I'm going to U-turn, and in comes the Steelix. Now, I could have gone into the Lando I again, but should he predict the Earth Power, it led into too many 50-50s. Earth Power as he goes into Zapdos and something, or Rock Slide as he stays in and Heavy Slams. So I decided to go into Palisand, which is a little bit safer of a play. Earth Power is more obvious, and at this point I was trying to bait in the Zapdos because I want to get the Zapdos Toxic. Right now I don't have Arcanine, and I'm going to be running out of things to take on the Zapdos, so I really want to bait it in. So that is why I am going for the obvious Earth Power here. But he stays in as I go for that Earth Power, and yeah, so that does a lot, which was great. But he roars me, and that is a little annoying, but you can see that he has this Hazard Stack roar strategy going on. But thankfully I get roared out into Lando I, so that's fine. And at this point, like I said, there were so many 50-50s. I could stay in an Earth Power, or I could Rock Slide, but if that doesn't work out, then what if he attacks me? So I decided to take the middle ground play and I U-turn, but he does stay in, which means that I have to switch something in on this. But thankfully I have that. Nice and critical hit. But I believe I U-turn back out into Palisand because I would have gone into Dragalge, but if there weren't all those hazards on the field, and I had to preserve Dragalge for later in the match should I need it. So I go into Palisand, again, for same reasons. And he does go for Heavy Slam, which does, I mean, some damage, like, not much. And I do need to point out that while in the match I was calcing some stuff, and that did way less than the calc said, because I was accidentally calcing Heavy Slam as a Z move, so that was interesting. There was also some other things, such as the damage I was doing to him. I, for some reason, calced that he had a light screen up, so some of the calcs were a little weird, but they didn't end up affecting it too much. And he switches out now, probably thinking that I'm going to go for an Earth Power, and I actually decide to heal up this time with Shore Up. So, very fun, and the Zapdos is in just like I wanted, and as long as he doesn't substitute, then I'm fine. And I don't expect him to substitute. I don't think he's been one to bring substitute at all, and I know he's a little bit newer to the format, so I I just don't see that being a play that he makes. So I Toxic. Thankfully, I don't miss. He does reveal the Hidden Power Ice, which, I mean, he had to bring. Like, have a Land of Y, I have this. It just makes sense to bring HP Ice on your Electric type against me. It's just, like, that's just what you do. So I get the Toxic off on the Zapdos, which means that I basically can 1v1 this, and I'm cool with that. But here, I switch out. Why do I switch out? Is a good question. I go into Clefable just to, like, easily make it easier to 1v1. But he goes for the Roar, and he has Roar on this too, and that is very annoying because I go back out into Excelgor, and I wanted to save Excelgor to get that kill onto Greninja, but because I'm roared out, Excelgor does not get another switch in. So Excelgor can't switch back in, which is really annoying. That Roar really, really was annoying. And so I decide, since I'm in, I might as well do some damage, and I knock off whatever his item is, which actually turns out to be a Citrus Berry, which is great, because he is literally about to go into Citrus Berry range. So he is going to, the poison damage is actually going to take him below that, and he doesn't get a Citrus Berry back, so perfect timing. But he is Agility now, which is going to make him faster than me, and he goes for the T-Bolt. So now we've seen T-Bolt, Agility, Hidden Power Ice, and Roar, so we've seen his whole moveset. Which means that he really can't 1v1 this Clefable. Like, it's just going to 1v1 him every time, and I can freely come into Clefable without taking hazards because I did decide to switch to Magic Guard, which looks like it's working out for me right now. And I decided to Protect because I figure he only has one more turn. He's just going to get off a big hit, maybe hope for the Para Hacks. But no, he Roars, and Roar goes through Protect. So that was a stupid play. I should have just went for Moonblast and killed him off, but because of the Roar, now he gets all the hazards on to Dragalge, which I was saving. Dragalge can live any hits from Greninja, but it's not going to be able to switch in on Greninja at all now, because after the hazards, Greninja can 2 a KO with Ice Beam. So there's still a chance that if I get a clean switch, I can, I'll be fine. But the Ambipom is here, and my Ambipom switch-ins are looking like not too much. So I go into Palisand because I figured he was just going to go for a Fake Out as a safe play. Didn't think he was going to go straight for the knockoff. And actually, after this Leftovers, if he is not Life Orb, if he is like a Focus Sash or something like that, he actually does not kill me with a knockoff. So I can 1v1 him. But unfortunately, it turns out he is Life Orb. So I actually could have 1v1'd if he was not Life Orb. Or maybe not even 1v1, but I could have gotten off some damage there. But he is Life Orb, and he's going to take some recoil. I find out that he's Life Orb, and that's good to know. But unfortunately here, I am thinking that I lose the game because Ambipom outspeeds the rest of my team and has a good chance of killing it. I go into Lando here because... Why? I actually don't know why I do that, because he could have had Ice Punch and could have taken me out, but I threatened him out. I guess also he could have thought that maybe I was Scarfed if he didn't calc properly the Rock Slide damage and Rotom-Pede. I don't entirely know, but maybe I was threatening Scarf there, but I was able to go for the safe Earth Power. He gets a clean switch into Greninja, and at this point, I think I've lost the game, but I outspeed the Greninja. I went for the U-turn because what did it matter? But I U-turn and kill the Greninja, and we are going to get into a lengthier explanation about that play. But the game is almost over because his last Pokemon is Ambipom, and the Pokemon that I didn't realize could 1v1 this Ambipom, but can 1v1 this Ambipom, is Clefable. And Clefable is going to 1v1 this Ambipom to end the game. And that's going to be a 3-0 victory for us. I go for the Protect just to deal with the Fake Out, so then he has to attack me. But, yeah, as you're going to see, 2 Moonblast is going to take out the Ambipom. He's going to go for Return, which doesn't do that much damage, and we're going to get into that too. So, yeah, because this was a pretty good game up until the last couple turns, and yeah, so we're going to get into it, but I'm just going to let the battle play out first. And the fact that, I guess, his moveset what must have been Fake Out, Return, Knockoff, and then I don't know what else. He could have been Adamant, I could have been Threatening Scarf. I literally didn't realize that I had risked Lando like that until that point. But I think also the reason that I had risked Lando at that point is because I had already lost the game. Should things have played out in my mind like I thought they were, I should have lost that game. So I thought Ambipom for some reason was going to do more. I think a double hit actually had a chance to 2-hit KO Clefable. So I didn't think Clefable could 1v1 a Life Orb Ambipom, especially if my Leftovers got knocked off. Ambipom was faster than the rest of my remaining team. Remember, my remaining team at this point is Lando, Clefable, and Dragouchi. Ambipom should be able to take out all of those with the right moves, and I thought he was going to. The Greninja also should have outsped, and once it outsped the Lando, I was thinking that Greninja would be able to take out Lando. If he had Gunk Shot, that was a chance to take out Clefable, as well as I don't actually know if it would have taken out my Assault Vest Dragouchi at this point, because I was accidentally calcing Protean Greninja, and Ice Beam did like 47 to 50-something %, which I would have had less than that after hazards, but without the Protean, it would have done less, so I actually don't know what the roll on that is, or if I would have been able to live. So the end game is kind of just an unknown. I kind of thought that I deserved to lose that game, but actually after revisiting it, playing it through in my mind, it's really just not known. Like, I could have lost that game, I could have won that game. At that point, if Lando goes down, I mean, let's see, if Lando goes down to, like, Ambipom, per se, then Clefable is able to 1v1, or I can go into, I mean, that would have had to have been my option, which we've already seen, it can 1v1. I probably would have been overmatched at that point, but even if after that point, it was just Ambipom and Greninja against my remaining three, it looking like Clefable could 1v1 Ambipom, and Dragouchi could have been able to beat that Greninja. Plus, it was still a roll for a Gunk Shot to be able to kill, and this Greninja was misgenned, apparently. I don't know what the Greninja set ended up being, and how much was in whatever, but that Greninja was supposed to outspeed me. There's that. So the Greninja should have outsped Lando and should have killed it. But if it did that, Dragouchi actually had a chance to be able to take it out. So there's that. And I mean, he either switches out of Greninja and sacks something else off to Dragouchi, or Dragouchi lives a hit and then takes him out. And then Clefable might be able to 1v1 the rest of his team. Again, Steelix might have been able to beat Clefable. It's so up in the air, and I don't really know what the rest of his sets were, but it wasn't looking good for me, and the fact that I came out of this with a 3-0 win feels a little dirty, because I don't feel like I deserved a 3-0 win for sure. If anything, I feel like it should have been either like a 2-0 loss, a 1-0 loss, or a 1-0 win, like somewhere in that area. It should have been a very close game. But a misgen Greninja, really bad. Also, running return on Ambipom. Glad if you're still watching this part of the video, or have watched this video at all. I know that he got this team gen for him and traded to him right before we battled. And I'm pretty sure if the mechanics are still the same in Gen 7, return, the friendship stays the same, and I think that's why the return didn't do that much. But, yeah, so you gotta... also, just on Ambipom, just run double hit. I learned that the hard way last season in TBU, is that double hit is the way to go, not anything else. And return is not the way to go if Amon is getting traded to you. I'm actually having that issue now because I have not been sending my team this season, and I have a Kamala, so it's, you know, kind of in the same boat where it's hard to run a good stab move. But I think that kind of sums up most of my feelings for this game. It was a really good start. I was playing really well. I got the Rotom Heat out of there very quickly. Lando I was looking like such a big threat. But also, because Pokemon is an RNG-based game, I would like to say that both roars that he went for really worked in his favor. It allowed Excelgor to not be able to switch in to take out the Greninja, which it would have been able to do had I had my way with it. And making Dragouchi take that damage, put it in a questionable place where it might not have been able to live a Greninja Ice Beam. So it's, you know, or deal with other stuff that I wanted it to deal with. So at that point, he got the, you know, the luck in his side with the roar, but with a little bit of oversight in his Mons that kind of cost him a little bit at the end. So it's really an ugly finish, but we do end up on the victor of that side. And that is going to keep us actually in playoff contention, but we're going to have to keep winning for us to stay that way. And next week we're going to be taking on Leo, aka 6-foot Hacks, the Durham Druddigons, probably the scariest person in the league to play. I think he's still number 1 in our division, so we're going to have to topple him if we want a chance at the playoffs. And if we don't, then our season's probably over. But I thought my season was over after this game, so we'll have to see. I'm going to have to really, really make a good team. Otherwise, I'm not going to be a deserving playoff person, but we'll see. But that is all my thoughts for this game. Pretty weird end, pretty good start, and that's pretty much about it. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know your thoughts on this game, and I'll see you guys next week for the TBU. There should be no more break weeks. But like I said, yeah, I'll see you next week. And until then, thanks for watching. Until the next time, guys, stay sly.